Wouldn't you love to take your audience into another dimension? This brings us to our trend for this episode, entering the Metaverse. Hi, my name's Maddie, and welcome to our Design Trend show where we explore what's currently making waves in the design world. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to recreate this look in Canva. But before I do that, if you're wondering what entering the Metaverse is all about, head to the first episode of this show to understand everything about this futuristic style. So in this episode, I'm going to take you through how to apply this trend to a Facebook story. I'm wanting to create something that can act as a daily mindfulness reminder. So let's get started. Okay, so I've set up my document for the Facebook story and I've added in the words inhale and exhale because being a mindfulness post, I think this is a really nice message to come across. I've also added in a frame already. If you'd like to find a frame, you can go to the Elements tab and hit Frame. There are some great ones, definitely more that will work for this trend as well, so get creative with it. While I'm in the Elements tab, I'm going to search for an image to put in my frame. So this search term is getting some great results for our Metaverse trend because holographic, chrome, 3D elements, they're all key visuals for this one. So if I go holographic chrome, then I can go to photos, and as you can see, really amazing imagery, and just going to add that really nice aesthetic to my design. So I'm going to choose this one to put in my frame. I'm going to just tone down the colors slightly. It's just for my personal preference and for the aesthetic that I'm going for in this design. So I'm going to go to Edit Image, and I'm going to use this color mix, and I'm going to go Marmalade, and I'll just click on it again, and it brings up the hue and saturation. So the hue I'm going to leave as is, but the saturation I'm just going to bring down slightly. And then I'll just hit Apply. Yeah, so that's looking really nice. So again, like, we haven't lost the holographic look at all. It's still looking great and definitely fitting with the trend, but I've just toned down those colors slightly. So now I just want to click and drag until I can see that it's going into that frame. And I'll just double click, and I'm just going to adjust the size slightly in this. So I'm just getting some of those colors coming through. Nice, that's looking awesome. Okay, the next thing that I want to do, so when I think of the Metaverse, I'm thinking very futuristic. I think of space for some reason. So I'm going to go the black background. I think it's going to really help pop off this holographic imagery. So let's go to that. Nice. And if you just hover over, obviously my text is in black as well. So if I hover over, I can still see where the text boxes are. And by holding Shift, I can select both of them. And I'll just change that to white, just so it's standing off against the background. And while my text is selected right now, I'm actually going to change the font. And something that we're noticing with this trend is you can definitely have those sort of futuristic, monospace, like extended fonts, or you can even go like 3D chrome type. But because I intend to bring in some more elements to this, I'm going to keep it a bit more pared back and use a nice serif font for this. And I think that fits with the mindfulness as well. Like, we don't need to go too crazy with the messaging here. So I'm going to just keep it at a nice serif font. So I'm going to choose Kitsch Display. I really like this serif. So here it is coming up. So I'm just going to click on that and select that one. And then the next thing that I want to do, just because it is a little bit thin in some areas and white text on a black background can get a little bit lost sometimes. So I'm going to do it in uppercase so it really stands out against that background. So that's looking nice. Now, the next thing is I really think we should bring in some 3D chrome elements here because I just love these elements for this trend. So while I've still got holographic chrome in here, and I can actually go across to the graphics section. How cool are these? I am obsessed. I love all of them. I'm going to pick these sort of like swirly ones. I think they look amazing. So I'm just going to select those. Be careful, sometimes they can want to go into the frame, but just bring it over to the side. I'm going to have these sort of like cropping out of my image, so I'll just make them a little bit bigger and I'll just rotate them slightly so I'm not covering the text and I'm not going too far out of the image. And I like how this one's overlapping the frame slightly. I think that looks really nice. And then I love that you get these magic recommendations now when you've selected one. So I can see that one there also fits really nicely. And I'll just rotate that, and I'm going to balance out this design and put it into this top corner. And I'll just rotate slightly so the curved part is coming off the side like the one at the bottom. Now, I think to add some dimension to this, I'm going to just send this one by right-clicking on it. I'm going to send it right to the back. And now I can see it's just looking really cool to have these all kind of interlacing and overlapping there. The final thing that I want to do is direct people to look at my messaging in this. I think that's really important. So a subtle way that I can do that is by using a line. Just a thin line. So I've pressed L to select the line tool, and I'll just change it to white so it's going to stand out on my background. And I also want to just make it a little bit thinner as well. So I'm going to go down to 3. And I'm just going to drag it up and I'll rotate it to 90 degrees. And I'll just have it coming off the edge a little bit. But now you see it really directs the eye into the text, which I really like. And the cool thing again about Canva is these little guides that it gives you. It's amazing. I really think it's cool. So we can see that it's centered, which is important. So I'm going to just hold down Option and duplicate the line and bring it down to the bottom as well. You might just need to adjust it slightly. And okay, so there we go. So got these amazing chrome elements and just got that really nice clear messaging with the lines directing in and this holographic image in the middle. So definitely fitting to the Metaverse trend. All right, so that's my story. That wraps up our episode for today. Make sure you tag us in all your Metaverse designs using the hashtag #MadeInCanva. And stay tuned for more Design Trends episodes. Enjoyed this video? Make sure to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all our latest content.